let's ride. Unify leadership. Light the flame, turn it up loud, remember the name. Unify leadership. Power and pride, we don't just talk, we testify. Unify leadership. Heart and grind, purpose and rhythm, perfectly timed. Bass hit heavy, croppers and rhythm, purpose and rhythm, perfectly timed. Bass hit heavy, crowd on sway. Kosher clay, truth and play. Sifu Rafael, calm control, leaders in sync. Hearts of gold, focus sharp, the mission clear. Every step forward, silence the fear. Discipline, dripping, confidence, how we move together, we amplify. Who we are, unified. What we lead, unified. Stand tall, unified. Every time, unified leadership. Raise that bar, leaders in rhythm, born to spar. Raise that bar, leaders in rhythm, born to spar. Steady and true, the sound of the few that follow new. Strong alive, this is the beat where leaders thrive. Unified leadership.
Boom.
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Exceptional, getting better every day. Better now that I'm here with you. Happy Friday, my friend.
Absolutely. Happy Friday to you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Man, I was looking and I said, oh man, I see where the Facebook stream. I don't understand why it does that, Sifu, but I went in and made sure that I clicked that button. And I just updated my phone, and now Facebook looks completely different. I don't know if you've done the latest update.
Yeah.
It's a different look. Yeah, I was looking at it like, why do they change this stuff up like that, man?
It's constant too.
Yeah, it's part of it, man. It's part of it, I guess. But man, otherwise, man, I'm excited, happy to be here, grateful to be here. Unified leadership, brother. Ownership, the end of excuses, man. Let's go, man. Let's get in, man. Take that leadership to that next level. Yes.
You just said something very important, right? About Facebook.
Yeah.
We don't own any of Facebook unless you bought stock, right?
Right.
That's the only way. So ownership is everything.
It is.
And whatever you put on social media, I saw this the other day. I saw a clip of it, and I thought that was pretty brilliant. Whatever you have on social media, if social media died today, all your information will be gone. So where should we keep it? We should have it on our website.
Absolutely.
That you own. You own your website, unless you're having somebody else do it for you. But you own your website. So all your content should be available somewhere on your website. So I'm redoing my website. I shared it with you. It's in the process. I'm trying to do it as cleanly as I can so people can want to get more information. But ownership, and it's about if you have an ownership account, if you will, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, any of those, you still need to be able to start to understand it, because they're going to change.
Yeah.
Because technology changes. We may not like what they have us the changes that they have for us, but we don't have a say in it.
No, not at all. Not at all, brother.
Today we're talking about ownership, that we do have a say in it.
Yeah,
right?
bro.
So here's one of the things that really triggers me, right? It's ownership is not a decision, it's a personality trait.
Yeah.
Right? So if you think about, you either do have ownership or you don't have ownership.
That's right.
So do you have ownership of your life, or does somebody else?
It's a big one, bro. That's a big one, Sifu. I'm asking myself internally right now, do I have ownership of my life, or does someone else? I smile, brother, because I really do have ownership of my life, man. I do, man, and that starts with the Creator, man, with Almighty God.
Oof, big time.
It just does. I could be sitting with Tony Robbins right now, Oprah Winfrey right now, whoever, Jay Leno. It doesn't matter who. President of the United States of America. And I would say the same exact thing, brother. I have ownership of my life because I took ownership of my relationship with the Creator, with Almighty God, bro.
Mhm.
And that goes in a whole, layer of understanding. But there's been a time in my life, brother, where
Where
I
it
had
didn't, you did had no
zero,
ownership.
zero, bro. The word itself, ownership, starts with O. I had zero dang on control and ownership of my life. And
Mm,
and there's times, Seafood, that I felt that in the military.
right.
I felt it. Like I would rather be at the beach right now. I'd rather be at the concert tonight, but I have duty and I can't go because duty's a 24-hour thing.
Mhm.
So yeah, man, it- you know, I I go back to what you just said, man, with the ownership piece of our intellectual property, our creativity, our authenticity. Those things are so important, brother. And I shout out Cantus Simmons, great brother, lives down here in the Atlanta, Georgia area. Used to work with Eric Thomas, E.T. the hip hop preacher. Shout out to Cantus. He may see this, he may not, but I say his name on high based on that was the first thing I learned from that man was, hey, all the different social media platforms. If everything you have is there, what happens when they wake up in the morning, just like we see with these regular corporations and businesses out here? Hey, we got our money, we're shutting down.
Mm,
Hey, here's our notice.
right.
And what do? How do you repurpose at that point? How
Mm,
do you, uh, go from there, basically? So I'm grateful for that. That early on, brother Sifu, I realized, I got one right here, man. I got several of them, the small hard drives, man, that I save everything on.
mhm.
I've blown through 2 or 3 phones with just nothing but content that I save. And like you said, man, I'm grateful that,
I got mine right here.
yeah, and that's it, bro. And for anyone out listening, checking us out today, if you're into the content, if you're putting out that great information, whether you're coaching, speaking, whatever it is, whatever outfit that you're operating in, trust me, pages get banned all the time, pages get flagged, pages get cloned, all these different things on the social media platforms that just from that aspect of ownership, it will behoove you to ensure that you're keeping all your collective creativity in somewhere. As Sifu just showed you, shared drives go a long way.
Yeah, one of the things that I put for several years ago, I said I'm going to put out a workout every day,
Mm,
and I did it
yeah,
for 700 and something days straight. I work out every day, 7 days a
yeah,
week. If there
yeah.
was 8 or 9, yeah, I work them out too. So, but I said I'm going to do this not for notoriety, not for fame, not for anything, but to help someone.
Right.
And so I started with day one. This is day one. This is what I'm doing. Follow me if you like. I kept going. 365. I kept doing it, and it became 2 years worth, right? And people were reaching out to me, and they were saying, "Thank you, thank you."
Mm,
I don't know who they were, all over the world, and they were saying thank you because I had a gentleman who is in his 60s, I think 66 or something, and he said, "Me and my wife have never really worked out, but we found you, and
mm.
thank you. You impacted us. Now we work out.
It's
We
good.
can't do what you're doing because I
Mm,
do crazy workouts, but they
right.
said you inspired us to do something, to move." So, and this was years ago, right? I just got Facebook notified me that they flagged my videos
Mm,
me because I had put some music on it, right? But
yeah.
this is years ago. They flagged them now, like last week they flagged them because
Oh
copyright.
yeah,
Meanwhile,
bro.
it was okay back then, And there was no, when I put the video up, all copyright is good. And then all of a sudden it changed, right? So, but guess what? I already made the impact. I already connected with some people.
Yeah.
So do we own our content? It's our content. But the minute you share it out there into a platform, they kind of own it. And they can say yes or no, or they'll say yes at first and they go, we changed our mind.
Right.
So
right.
that happens all the time. So think about everything that we do, right? And about ownership, right? The moment ownership begins, real ownership begins, excuses lose their power.
Yeah.
Because once you say, I own this, I own this cup. I really do own this cup, right? I own this. This is a remarkable too, right? I own material things. But if I don't even own my day,
Yeah, bro.
who's owning my day? If I don't wake up in the morning with intentions, if I don't go to sleep with intentions, somebody else is they're gonna call me on the phone. They go, I need you over here. I need you over there. I need you to go do this. I need you to. But if I don't have an agenda, a calendar, right? Who is going to control my life? Someone else or me? Because if somebody calls me up and go, hey, I need you to come over here now, I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't. It's already in my calendar.
Right.
Well, when can you make time? Let me look. Let me have that ownership. Let me be the one who can tell you if I'm available or not available. Right. Because if I say, oh, I'm open, oh, guess what? They just took my time.
Yeah, bro.
And even if I am open, even if my whole day's open, I don't say, yeah, whatever you want. I go, well, let me check my calendar.
Yeah.
Because do I want to spend the next how many minutes or hours or whatever it is with you, or do I want to be intentional about it? Intentional is owning your time, and ownership is huge when it comes to time because we can never get it back.
It's a very, very sensitive topic, man, for many people, I'm sure, Sifu, because everybody's in different phases and different walks of life, right?
Mm.
So, as Coach Timothy T.O. Clay, I have to dissect things different than I do with speaker Timothy Clay or T.O. Clay. I have to dissect things different with dad. I have to dissect things different with hubby, So I say that based on, I was triggered yesterday, matter of fact, going back to the platforms. As we all know, just up to par, we have regular. Let's just use Facebook for an example. We have the regular Facebook page or account, which is your mainframe, pictures with your loved ones and whatever. And then you have, for most business owners, an actual business page for your specific business. That's your virtual storefront per se. So for T.O. Clay Light Bulb Lessons, obviously it's totally separate. And I spend obviously more time on the business page. So, but the feed of that business page is 99% business things. So if I go to the feed and all the different videos coming across Sifu, it's business stuff because most of the followers and friends and however that algorithm, mixes up in the pie, but all that, they keep it precise. I was looking yesterday and it was a gentleman. He had this real nice dually truck, Sifu, really nice. I'm talking big, nice rims and tires on it. And in the back of the truck, on the bed of the truck, he had this really nice four-wheeler, like high-speed four-wheeler. It looked like it cost like 30 grand or something. Four-wheeler. And he starts talking about sports betting. I don't know the guy's name, never seen him before, but he's like, hey, I hate when people say they don't gamble. And he was like, that's bull crap. And he had a choice of a few other words, Sifu. He's uses a little bit of perverse language, but he was like, that's bull crap. You gamble when you get with this girl and have unprotected sex. You gamble, when you got to be at work in the morning, but you stay out in the club till 5 a.m. So don't judge me. Basically, what he was saying, Sifu, don't judge me because I bet on sports. And he said, why do I bet on sports? Because it buys my time back. With a click of a button, I was able to secure more financially than going to the 9 to 5 and giving my ownership of my freedom and my time to someone else's agenda. So again, ding ding, light bulb for me. I was sitting back and I'm looking at it because I don't sports bet, brother. I used to.
Neither.
Yeah, I used to. I was just dibbling and dabbling. Never got serious with it, anything like that over the years. And plus, where I'm at in the state of Georgia, it's not legal. Now, people, use VPNs and find all the different ways to get on there. But all in all, I don't sport bet. I just don't. I used to bet on horse races back in the days, the Kentucky thing and all of that. Never made any real money, maybe $25, $40, $50 or something like that. But from the business acumen, Sifu, what really hit me looking at that was like, man, I get what he's saying, but the one key takeaway for me was the whole freedom of your time. Is why I say the seasons, the freedom of the time, because if we can lean all the way to one side, but something over here is being neglected, we can lean all the way to that neglected side and over here. So I look at it and I think ownership, like it says, is the end of excuses, right?
That's right.
You spoke on the keyword, Sifu, calendar, being in alignment, owning your day, the things that really matter, that affects tomorrow. What you do today, we talk about the P's and the preparation and all the good stuff. There's just SMART goals, all the different things out there, Sifu. But it still resides personally for Tim Clay in-house, in here, in the spirit of just knowing that, hey, man, if I'm going to pay Calendly $100 and some odd dang on dollars annually or whatever, and it comes out every year, and I see it last minute, boom, oh, thank you for your payment to Calendly. But I look back and say, well, for 12 months, I didn't even use it. I'm not taking ownership of my time. Same thing with the different, situations of different friends I have that are starting to get their feet wet in business. And they're like, oh, man, bro, I didn't know that all of these associated costs and the things behind the scenes that cost money. And now you're seeing everybody moving to the AI, and man, that stuff costs. And if you look up and in 30 days, you've paid out to everyone else's ownership via whatever the case may be for the different platforms, for your messaging, for your business, but nothing's coming back in return. Again, you got to sit down and have that conversation with yourself. So, man, I love this topic because it's twofold, Sifu. You pulled a good one on this topic because, hey, it is a twofold thing. And, YouTube right now, we're streaming to YouTube. Shout out to YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm not an affiliate of YouTube, and currently right now at this point, i.e. monetization, but I'm qualified to be monetized. I.e. I have over the 4,000 watch hours. I have over the 1,000 subscribers and all that good stuff. But like you said, Sifu, simple little hidden things in there, copyright. I can stream with you right now and stream it to my dang on platform. But if there's something copyright and I get flagged for it, that's another 60 days that I would have to wait to be monetized based on, they don't care. You put it on your channel, and it goes back to what you said. And for them, once you place it on their platform, you gave up that intellectual property, and they can control, left to right in terms of whether you're being paid for your content or not. And that's where I'm at currently right now, brother. I stepped back and I just took a standstill. I've done what they call the not rebuttals, but where if they tell you're not eligible at that time, you can send in, well, I guess a rebuttal. I'll use that word for lack of a better word, but to where you have to get on video, just like we're streaming right now, Seafood. You have to look at the camera and you got to hit these particular wickets, back to them as to why you feel your channel should be monetized.
Right.
So again, just because you get the watch hours because you check the boxes doesn't mean that the overall approval and it's simple things. Seafood, I'm sitting in a studio right now. So I could be streaming with you right now, live in the flesh at 8:51 a.m. Friday, January the 23rd. I could dig in one of these records back here behind me, Seafood. Grab any random record, put it on the turntable, put the needle on the record, and let it play in the background while you and I are sitting here talking.
That's
Building
gone.
on leadership, right? They could flag it and say, hey, copyright.
Mhm.
You and Sifu Rafael, Timothy T. Clay, do not own the rights to that music. We will not monetize you. So
Right.
again, hey, that's $1 million worth of game for you content people out there, creators or whatever, or trying to get your YouTube up to par, or Facebook, because they're all kind of, Facebook and Instagram are both Meta. They kind of fall under the same umbrella. So it's real, man. So it's okay, unified wise, to reach out to someone who understands it.
Mhm.
Shout out to Mike Stevenson. I hit up Mike about specific things, and hey, man, what about this? So I love it, man. And then what does it boil back down to? Seafood ownership.
That's it.
Nobody's going to care for it like you care for it yourself. So great topic today, man. Wow.
I got to tell you, one of the things that we are doing about ownership, about unified leadership. Are you ready? Then take a look. Boom. You need to get in the room March 13th through 15th as Coach Theo Clay. We're going to be in not only in New York, we're going to be in Farmingdale, New York. We're going to be doing an event. It's called Unified Leadership Intensive. And the reason we're calling it intensive is because you're going to come and you're going to learn so much stuff, because we have great people who are going to be we're going to be using a workbook. We're going to be learning. We're going to break out into groups. We're going to do a mastermind. We're going to break some bread together. And then we're going to head to New York City, and we're going to go to a venue there. We're going to have some fun as well. And the conversations are going to be deep, as they always are, especially if Coach Theo and I get together, right? They're always deep. So let's think about, I don't know why that one's shot up like that, but I want to talk about why somebody needs to come and take ownership of their journey, their life, their business with us. Why would it be important for them to do it? And they don't have to. Nobody has to join us March 13th through 15th. But did you ever hear of lost opportunity?
Oh, absolutely.
Lost opportunity is when you run to the train and the train passes you by.
That's right.
It's because you missed it. I bought my ticket last minute. I didn't show up. Oh my gosh, it's gone, right? That's missed opportunity. Missed opportunity is when you hit the snooze alarm. Meanwhile, you were supposed to be at a meeting at a certain time and you didn't show up. So one thing about ownership is showing up.
Right.
There's going to be a million opportunities that are going to come your way. You have to own you so that you can take advantage of the opportunities that are going to impact your life. And I'm telling you right now, I know 1,000% that if you join us March 13th through 15th, the opportunities that are going to jump at you are going to be incredible. The people you're going to meet, the networking you're going to have, the connections, the mastermind, it's really going to blow the opportunity from a small opportunity to a thought, to a process, to that one decision. Do I go? Do I show up? To the one say, man, look at those people. How on earth did they become so successful? How are they doing all these things? Why am I not? It's because you lost that opportunity. You missed it because you said, oh, I don't know if I can afford that ticket. Or, you know what? I was listening to Tony Robbins. When he first met his mentor said, it's going to cost this much. He didn't know where to get the money.
Right.
And his mentor said, well, either you do or you don't. It was that one decision that he said, you know, I got to find a way. He went to different banks. He went to borrow the money so he can be in that room.
Yeah.
He borrowed money, didn't have it. He borrowed the money to get into the room. And it changed his life forever. This is why you hear Tony Robbins. The guy was also, I was listening to him on a podcast when I was at the gym this morning, right? I'm working out and I have my headphones on. There's music at the gym, too loud, I think, because they have a thing on the screen saying you should not listen to your music loud in the gym. But meanwhile, they're blasting the music.
Right.
So it makes no sense, but that's beside. So I put my headphones on. I'm listening to Tony Robbins, and he's also talking about that he had an opportunity to go to a concert, but meanwhile he was doing a show. He only had 125 people. This is when he was younger. He had 125 people that he was, for 3 days, he was changing their lives. He felt great. Then he went to the concert and he was all excited and everything was happening. And then he got depressed. And the reason he got depressed is he goes, you know who the boss is, right? That was the concert, right? So he's there, and then he gets depressed and he goes, that guy's making a difference.
Yeah.
He's making a difference. He's got 15,000 people here cheering him on. He's impacting their lives. I had 125 people. I'm nobody.
No,
And he got depressed. And so what he said made such a difference. He goes, when I start comparing myself to others, I remain the same.
Yeah, bro.
When I think bigger, then I can grow. So I think that for us is stop comparing yourself when it comes to ownership to others. You need to own yours.
Yeah, bro.
So join us and start owning yours, because we're going to help you in any which way we can, for sure.
Yeah, man. It's apparent, you know, to look at certain things, man, from different perspectives. Yes, that's a natural phenomenon. That's a natural occurrence for us to look at certain things on our journey of leadership, and you know that's a natural thing, I would say. But I guess what I'm saying, based on why it's so important come March, to look at this as an opportunity, man. Look at it as an opportunity. Don't look at it as just, oh man, I'm forking out, or you know, how am I going to get there? And all of that's the ownership piece. Like, you have to own all of the logistical aspects of how I'm getting where I'm going, and you know, do I have a budget? Do I set money to the side for these things? Because again, no excuses, man. That's the big thing. End of excuses. I literally right now, I'm gonna be honest with you all, is God is my witness. You know, it looks like there's a couple people, rocking with us right now. And, my thing is this, to be honest, is what is real ownership for me. Just being honest. I I I was slated and scheduled to be in California right now,
Mm,
but I'm here at my home. I'm here. Uh, and the gentleman that uh, I was going to California to quote operate with, we spoke on the phone, a couple days prior, and uh, many things have happened over the last week to where it just was not in alignment to
right.
go. It just wasn't. It was not in alignment. Again, at top of the hour, going back to that ownership of with the creator, um, having the discernment to know that all the things are checked, in terms of the flight, in terms of rental car, or where to stay, and what we're going to eat, and what we're going there, what's the assignment to be there to do, and all those things. That's ownership. But the universe is the universe, and what I mean by the universe is like, man, I shout out you, Sifu, because you had shoulder surgery. Man, you're healing, you're back in the gym, you're doing the things necessary to get back to square one, and your arm will be better, shoulder better than it was beforehand.
Mm,
I'm dealing with an injury right now that
mm.
as I sit here in this chair, I'm in physical pain, man.
Oh, sorry to hear that, man.
Like all jokes aside, it's no excuse. And obviously my role buddy was slated to go as well. Shout out to Big Mo. Uh, Mo's car quit this week.
Wow.
Mo's son has been in the hospital this week
Mm.
in terms of overnight. Like,
Yeah,
he's
shout out to Big
okay.
Mo.
Yeah,
Shout out.
definitely. Don't want anybody to think it's life threatening, but the reality is his son is there. So him and his wife are there. They're, taking turns staying with their son while he gets through this, illness and stomach virus that he's been dealing with. Um, but there's been a plethora of things all this week that happened to where when you think of the ownership, because we're the first individuals to say, hey man, find a way, winners win, all of
Mm.
those amazing things. And that is a reality.
Oh,
That
yeah.
truly is a reality.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be uncomfortable to go garner the things that you're uh adhering to try to accomplish. So, but in this particular case, we came together once again in the alignment, all three of us, not even knowing that our partner that's out in Sacramento has been dealing with the most extreme all week.
Mm.
So when we all collectively came to the table together as the nucleus, he was like, there's no coincidence that all three of us has been going through what we've been going through, man. Now, we can look at it from the spiritual aspect of it. Well, what we're going to do is to serve God. We're going to pour into men. We're coming to the round table, and men out there coming together and whatnot. Um, so anytime you're stretching to do something of greater purpose, the enemy is always in the cut, trying to stop it or trying to block it or trying to disrupt it in some kind of way. So I say all of that to say, um, the proper ownership and the proper discernment of knowing, man, it's real, and these are situations that if we come to the drawing board and we all say, hey, well, listen, certain things arise, hey, we're going to shift it to the right, or whatever the case may be. That's all ownership inclusive. But on the surface level of just going like I know this for sure, Sifu. There's a deeper layer of the ownership that we tend to sometimes overlook. And it's like, hey man, what is the purpose and what is the why? And that's what I challenge any individual to understand from the unified leadership perspective.
Mhm.
Why would Sifu and I bridge this gap together to have this? We're having it because the ultimate goal is for individuals to come together as a collective to learn, like we said, workbook, like we said, opportunity to really get in a room in space with individuals that will propel you forward.
Mhm.
That's the real goal, man. I know it is for me. Sifu, if you say, hey, in January 31st, January 31st, TO, I'm going to be in Atlanta and I'm going to be with such and such, and here's what we're doing. And I automatically know that, man, that's going to help propel me forward and the ownership of what I'm doing every single day. Oh man, shout out to Kimberly Wardell.
Yeah.
That's it, bro. Like mic drop with what Kimberly just said. But if I know it's in alignment with me, it's in alignment with that purpose and the why of what I'm trying really to achieve, what I'm trying to accomplish. Uh Unified leadership, because I'm biased, brother. Anytime I see anything leadership,
Mm.
man, my ears perk up. Excuse me,
Yeah.
because I know, Sifu, it's like, man, I'm a leader. And how am I going to sharpen my blade? How am I going to personally develop? How am I going to stretch myself for growth? We all have to go through it. It's the inevitable. And if you're out there and you're riding that fence or you're sitting back at the house and you have something so powerful within you that you know, man, the masses, the universe, individuals right here in my own personal community, they really need it. You have to get uncomfortable. And that's what I love, Sifu. When I listen to you speak about these things in terms of, man, these different events that are happening, different opportunity to come to get in the room. Show it one more time, Sifu, please. You can
Yeah.
show it one more time, bro.
You know what winds up happening is we do have a lot of different opportunities, and if anybody's interested, the website is going across the bottom. It's really simple. We have three different ways that you can get into the room.
Yeah,
We have general admission, we have VIP, we have presenter
yeah,
as well, right? So if you are a presenter, you want to come in, but to be a presenter means that you're going to teach.
yeah.
You're not
Real
just
teaching.
coming to talk, because
Right,
we all
right.
can talk, right? We've been
Yes.
places. I have events that people come and they speak, but this is actually to teach and help somebody
Yeah,
grow. Maybe it's with your ideas, your themes, your work. You're going to present your work to somebody and help them elevate. It's not about
yeah,
elevate me. I'm going to present so I can help elevate you. And that's what's going to make me a presenter. So you
yeah,
can come regular admission and it's not that expensive, right? You can come as a VIP. You're going to get a little bit more for it. Actually, you're going to get a lot more for it. But then if you come as a presenter, you're going to get so much more because you get to present your ideas, your concepts through a workbook. People are going to take notes. You're going to be able to follow up with them. Once you say yes to what we're doing, we're going to put you on social media. Yeah, we don't own social
absolutely.
media, but we can still put you there, right? We're not
Right.
going to put any copyright stuff. There's nothing copyright on our show whatsoever. Our song that Theo and I created is ours.
That's right.
We own it. Nobody else owns it, so there's no copyright issues here.
Right.
So when you come to our event, it's going to be easy. Now, for those of you who say, wow, I don't know, I got to get a hotel, I got to buy the ticket, maybe I got to fly, maybe I got to take a train, maybe I got to. Excuses are abundant. So if you're still explaining, you're still negotiating. When I say explaining, you're saying, "Oh, should I not? It's too expensive." That you're explaining it, and then you're negotiating. But leaders don't explain outcomes; they produce them.
It's a fact.
So think about the excuses. I'm waiting for alignment. I'm waiting for the right time. The timing isn't right. I'm being patient. I need more information. We need to reframe these ideas, uh, and truly, you need to start to sound as a person who makes a right decision, because sometimes the decisions are right in front of you.
Yeah.
You need to don't have, I'm going to say it, cojones, and that's in Spanish, right? I'm not going to explain it. Look it up.
Right.
uh, to say, you know what? I'm a big person. And this is not just for men, by the way. I don't want anybody thinking this is just a men's group. No,
No, no, not at all.
everybody. So it is not for it's not for kids, by the way. I just want to
Right.
stress that out. I love kids. I teach kids all the time. But this is an adult version, 16 and up, right? 16
Yeah.
and up, right? That's all I'm saying. If you want to bring your kid in there 16 and older, absolutely bring them, because I got to tell you, it's important for the kids 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and so forth to grow, to understand that there is ownership in business,
Yeah,
right?
bro.
Because you can have a 16-year-old and they're working at McDonald's or one of these other fast food chains, but they don't own their time. They're working for somebody. But if they can start putting that money away and start investing it, all of a sudden they're going to own it. They're going to own. They're working to own. That's the key. And a lot of people are not teaching their kids these. They're like, oh, yeah, go get a part-time job somewhere. No, get a part-time job so you can own your results. So it's not about the product. It's not about the idea, the concept. It's about owning. So you need to protect protect your product. You are the product.
That's right.
So
That's what
yeah,
Dr.
join
Dr.
us. I
B.
mean, hey, listen, not only are you going to be informed and learn, but everybody who's going to be a presenter is going to be able to follow up. If you just want to come in and learn and learn and learn, you get a chance to network and connect with the people who are going to impact some knowledge.
Yeah,
But
bro.
not only that, those days that you're with us, but even afterwards. So it's going to be so incredible for you guys to join us.
Yeah. When I look at that photo, I think about like Liberty, man. It's Lady Liberty. So I think of Liberty in a different aspect. Obviously, being a former service member, Liberty is liberty. Like
Mhm.
Liberty is physically us as service members being able to leave the base and go out in town. So that's liberty. Like he's on liberty right now. He's got liberty to roam around outside of the base and natural normal things. But when I look at that photo and I think of March the 13th through the 15th, and from a liberty aspect, give yourself the liberty, man. This is not a sales call, you all. Like straight up and down. If you're watching this, I always look at the little watchful eye and how many different people are coming in and out of the stream, and some are on YouTube, some are on LinkedIn, some are on Facebook, some are on Twitch. I'm sorry. And it's like, man, it I understand, and it's so crazy. It's fitting because Emilio just popped up in the chat saying
Yeah.
blessings. Emilio talked about on a reel that I chopped up a couple months ago, not even about a month ago. He talked about lack, LACK, lack. Like we speak lack, we get lack. The more we speak the lack, the more we get the lack, and
Mm.
it's so true, Sifu. It is so true. And those of us that get deep into the minutia of studying the universal laws and the law of attraction, the law of reciprocity, these different laws, we talked about it on the NYC experience before. Those laws are real, you all. Like we can't sit here and have a conversation about our relationship with God and not see the laws. God has laws, bro. Like, some people call it all these different things, karma, bless you, all
Thank
of
you.
these different things. But I've never stretched myself. I'll say this, I'll get closer to the camera. I have never stretched myself
Mm.
and it didn't produce something greater than myself. I've never stretched myself, bro. Like you talked about
Man,
planes,
you got me
trains,
going now.
automobiles, planes, trains, automobiles. What's the hotel going to look like? Can I sleep on my buddy's couch while I'm
Mhm.
there?
Mhm.
All these different things. If you're a true purpose, bro, If your true purpose is to serve, you're going to find a way.
That's it.
Period.
That's it.
Period. That ownership is the end of excuses. That's all inclusive, yes. But when I tell you, man, sometimes people, when I say people, I'm just speaking in generality, but you know, the number one thing that usually blocks folk from moving forward is money. The one thing that shouldn't block us is what blocks us.
Yeah.
It's money, bro. It's all my purpose, all my why, all my servitude, my aptitude to do more in my life. All it takes is that one simple thought to sit back and just say, well, I don't have the money. Everything ends. So all of those amazing things on the other side of that one thought ceases because I don't have the money. But like you talked about with Tony Robbins, it's the same thing. There's a gentleman, you know, and there's a reel out right now from a pastor. I saw it yesterday. Again, when I'm on these platforms, I'm not on there to be entertained. I'm on there to be sharpened. In the moment, if I'm going through it, Sifu, and nope, that ain't for me. Nope, that, man, who cares? Nope, man, whatever. Nope. And then boom, that one thing that catches me. And I'm just like, man, that's it right there. That's the word I needed, because it's about what you consume. Same thing, you are what you eat. It's the same thing. You are what you listen to. You are what you see. You are who you surround yourself with. So this particular individual, man, I love this, man. This individual talked about Berry Gordy. If you don't know who Berry Gordy is, Berry Gordy, look him up. He started Motown. And as a music connoisseur, Marvin Gaye, Diana Ross, Stevie Wonder, Lionel Richie, The Temptations. Papa was a Rolling Stone. Come on, man. I don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic, where you're from.
That's it.
Wherever he laid his hat was his home. And when he died. Come on, man. That's food for the soul. Berry Gordy, flat broke. But he had a vision. He had a dream. He saw on the other side of that thought, I don't have the money to start this record label. I got all this talent around me, just like many of us and you out there listening to us right now. You got all this talent around you, bro. You know, and it's like Sifu said it. We allow ourselves to get caught in comparison. We allow ourselves to get caught in how many views, how many clicks, how many likes. You know, who's you know, typing in our comment section. And trust me, man, Berry Gordy said, you know what? I'm gonna put it to the real test. He went to his family, you know, aunts and uncles. He got them all at the round table. He said, hey, I need you all's help on this vision and this purpose and this why. And they all invested, right? But they did it contractually. It wasn't just no word of mouth. It was on paper. And the family members that invested to give him enough money to launch this label. Next thing you know, we got Ain't No Mountain High Enough. Ooh, Lord have mercy. And we know where it went from there. Motown. It's even coined the Motown sound. We're down at the Rockefeller Center, ice skating, beautiful Christmas tree, just the atmosphere, bro, the NYC experience. And I wouldn't be surprised if we heard a Motown song somewhere in between. But what's the gist of what I'm saying, you all? And let me wrap this thing up, man, because I get so happy, man, when we talk about these topics, brother.
But also I have to go because I have another show I have to go for.
Absolutely, man. And Berry Gordy, along with his family, they invested in the purpose and the why. And when they did that and things moved naturally how they moved, now they're all multimillionaires. We talk about investing on Wall Street and crypto, all those things are great. And yes, you know, we hear countless stories every single day. But if I'm the uncle right now, my nephew comes to me and says, "Hey, I got all this talent around me, unc. All I need you to do is just contribute, 5,000, unc, 10,000. Believe in my purpose." Now, obviously, I'm watching it, and I see his passion. I see his trustworthiness. I see that, man, he's bought in all the way. And boom, I cut him a check, 10,000. Next thing you know, boom, I look up. All of his family moved out to California. They all left Michigan, moved out to California. They're multimillionaires. Some of them started their own indie labels underneath Motown. So again, man, it's possible is all I'm saying. So if you're a presenter and you're in that space with us, come March the 13th through the 15th, trust me, man, and you don't have to. I pray that you do. I pray you trust me when I look in this camera and tell you, bro, anything that Sifu Rafael is going to do, anything that Timothy T. Clay is going to do, trust me, man, we're going to put our all into it, bro. We're going to take ownership. We're going to be there. We're going to be ready to go. Why? Because it's unified leadership.
That's how we do it.
That's it. It's not the Seafood TO show. It's how can we curate, bringing individuals all in this one dang on think tank of a space. And man, we personally develop, and we want to see the fruits of that labor, just like with Barry Gordy's family, just like with Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is Tony Robbins, bro. Yeah. But if you like Sifu said, you listen to a story, bro. The power's in the story. You listen to it, you know it can be achieved just as well. So thank you for sharing that today, Sifu. It's very important and powerful.
Yeah, I want to leave this with everybody. What are you explaining instead of owning? Where are you waiting for, or what are you waiting for instead of deciding? And what changes today if you take full ownership now, right this second? Don't wait till, I'll do it in an hour, I'll do it in 20 minutes. No, do it right this second. If you're listening to my voice, do it now. Take ownership of who you are, of your life, of your business. So ownership doesn't ask if you're ready. It asks if you're willing. That's the message I want to leave everybody. Do me a favor, share the show with somebody. If I'd rather take a no than a maybe. I don't want to hear maybe I'm coming. It's either no or yes.
Yeah.
Be decisive. That's called decision making. You either say I'm in or I'm out.
Right.
I'm a big boy. I can handle a no easy as well as I can handle a yes. I like yeses as long as they align with you, who you are. I got to go, my friend, my brother.
Yeah, bro.
I gotta tell you, man, I love you so much. I love what you're doing. I love the mission that you're on. I love the fact that we're on a mission together to bring unified leadership to everybody, because when we come together in a collective, it's not about, you said it, it's not about Coach Tio and Sifu Rafael. It is about us, who we are as a group, as an entity. That's who we want you to come to meet. Meet us. Unified leadership.
That's it.
Thank you, brother. Love you.
Love you, bro.
All right. Take care, everybody. Have a blessed day. See you soon.
Unified leadership. Let's move. Let's lead. Let's ride. Unified leadership. Like the flame. Turn it up loud. Remember the name.